Hey guys, Ralph Havens here. I just got a great idea actually. I think it's a great idea about making videos on the run. And so I just did a Facebook post about that. But I was thinking one of the things I thought today on the run was, how do you know what's true and like what to do? There's so much uncertainty right now, and some people don't know how to make money. Their way of making money is gone. It's just gone. Unless you're an online entrepreneur or for some reason can work from home. So many people are like in a really funny place right now. Not funny, haha, just crazy. And then it's like what to do. There's so much uncertainty. Like, there's so much with what's going on in the world and people being mandated and asked to do certain things and required to do certain things to keep their job. And so there's a lot of uncertainty. And how do you know what's true? Years ago, I just saw a post, those things pop up on Facebook and it shows you a memory from a long time ago. And it was a memory from way back in about 2011 or 2012, somewhere in there. Because Jen and I were with Ben, and he was only like a little baby, very, very little baby, like just a few weeks old, a few months old, maybe. But we were up at Penny Pines, which is off of out by Mount Laguna, California, east of San Diego in the mountains at about 6,000 feet. And it was really cold. And we were hiking around and I couldn't run. Hadn't been able to run for quite a few months with severe bone pain. And I was going through some big depression and lots of questions about our business and work and what are we doing and what's going on with me and my health. And I've got a new baby and it's like, oh my God, not good stuff going on. And but I saw the picture and it looked so good. I remember that day being up in the mountains and walking around and reflecting and being with Jen and Ben. And and it took me about a year more to finally figure out that San Diego had put fluoride in the water, and that's all it was. I was being poisoned. I was being poisoned, and when I researched it, it's like, oh my goodness, fluoride causes bone pain and kidney problems and GI problems, and it hardens the pineal gland, so you're less able to tune into your intuition. And it was used by Hitler and Stalin. It's like it's in our water, a lot of people's water, and for some reason it wasn't in San Diego's water until February of 2011, and May 12th, actually my birthday, after when I was doing a really long run. I was going to do a 27-mile run, and I made it 25 miles because my legs started hurting. And it wasn't that I was out of shape; it was that it was the start of 2 years of not being able to run. And if I would have just had that message back in February that, oh, they're putting fluoride in the water, I better get filters to not put that in my body, I could have saved myself a lot of grief. But on the other hand, we would have been living in a place with fluoride. And when I looked at the research, there's a 600% chance, more increased risk of bone cancer among little boys. For some reason, little boys growing up in a fluoridated area, that is the statistics in the medical literature. And so we just decided, you know what, we're leaving. We're going to go on a trip and figure out where to live. And the Pacific Northwest, a lot of it didn't fluoridate. So we thought, well, we've always wanted to live up there, Vancouver, British Columbia, here we come, or Portland, Oregon, or Eugene, or Ashland, Oregon. Let's go look. So, but it took me 2 years to get well. It took me about a year and a half to figure it out, and another half a year to get well. And now the cool thing is I know that information, and if somebody comes in with the same signs and symptoms, I can say, hey, what's your water supply? Well, let's fix this up because that's causing your thing. Because it's like if you're doing something that's causing you problems, you could see lots of practitioners and beat yourself up and think it's in your head and all sorts of crap that just starts to like weigh on you. And you're like, what is going on? And it's like just a bit of information. So how do you know what to do though? How do you know what to do? I in December of 2010, I had a person who worked for a newspaper in San Diego in our neighborhood, the Presidio Sentinel. And she came to see me specifically to energetically shift stuff because she didn't want fluoride in the water. She knew it was bad and she was posting stories in it, but I was reading it a little bit. It's like, oh yeah, you can't really get hurt if you don't believe it, blah, blah, blah. And we did energetic sessions to clear that. And then it didn't get put in the water. And so then it was supposed to be put in front of the San Diego City Council. That was the law. And they just blew that off. And I mean, it's supposed to be put in front of the citizens to vote on it. And they didn't do that. And the city council just put it through February of 2011. And something made me go, oh, that's weird. And I even had an office manager at the time that was fighting that. And I wasn't letting that information in. It's like it just didn't register that this could be really, really, really bad for my health. And then 3 months later, I was hurt and getting really sick. And a year and a half later, it kind of dawned on me like, oh my God, it's the fluoride. But it did spur the action to get me to the Pacific Northwest. Ended up making it so that I didn't have a brick and mortar physical therapy business with 5 therapists working for me in San Diego, running through insurance and medical model stuff. And I got to do stuff my way and do healing work online. So a lot of blessings. But how do you know what to do? And how do you know if you're missing something? So, and if you're a business person, an online person these days, and you're trying to figure out how to get traffic or how to make more sales or how to reach your people that you know you can help, but they're not getting your message or they're not getting it big enough, or you just want to take care of your family, whatever that is, how do you know what to do? Like, how do you know what coach to go with? How do you know what training to do? How do you know how to live your life? How do you know? So there's a thing that one of my coaches, Christian Michelson, said quite a while back, a couple of years ago, and I was watching a video replay of it recently, and he said because the guy was looking at for more money in his business, but he was working 70 hours a week, and so Christian said, money doesn't come from hard work. That's kind of funny, huh? And this is coming from a man that was making $5 million a year, saying that, talking to a man that was making $1 million a year, but he was working 70 hours a week, and he was just so tired of it all. And so here's what he said that I thought was really cool. He said, money comes from value, and value is getting somebody what they want. And value comes from creativity, and creativity comes from inspiration. And so it's like, how do you get that inspiration? How do you get that inspiration so you can get creative, so you can create value, actually something somebody wants, and then you can transform their lives, and then money comes in. So I've been working more and more with entrepreneurs to clear stuff, because what's really in the way is somewhat hidden. It's that thing of like the mojo, like how come some people just seem to have all the mojo, the confidence, their stuff works, and other people, no matter what they do, stuff doesn't work. Or no matter what they do, they just have to work so hard, and then stuff works a little bit, and they're chipping away at it, waiting for the magic formula. There's something to do. There's a way to play with the infinite, with spirit, which is inspiration, in spirit, inspiration. There's a way to be in that space. There's a way to be in that space. And from there, the creativity shows up and the value that can help somebody's life change. And then the money flows for everybody, the people you help and the people that you and your family. So that's what I'm up to these days. It's been one of the most biggest spiritual journeys of my life, because I thought, I've seen over 35 years, people can heal from chronic illnesses, and it can be very fast. And I've seen that people can heal from inner stuff and money flows. Just look at our success stories recently. Some of them that have been really remarkable. You change one inner game thing and spirit shows up and creativity happens and people get it. And it's like, it just happens. Yet there's still things to do. So how do you know what to do? One way is to sit in what another one of my coaches calls white space, which is to give yourself some space and some time and to sit, but not to sit and think. It's different. It's to sit and be still, kind of like the Bible verse, be still and know I am God. So in the physics world, the advanced physics world of Nassim Haramein, that's the physics that explains possibly why this space is so valuable. Why this space is so valuable. In the atom, there's so much energy in that atom. You split it and it's an atomic bomb. We use nuclear fission or fusion and massive amounts of energy. So in a real small space. So the physics of that, message me if you want. I can lead you to where we've gone through this. It's a big rabbit hole of like, oh my God, what's really real? Is anything real? Are all beliefs limiting beliefs? Even that belief. You know, it's been said through some of the prophecies that at some point the stars are going to fall out of the sky and the mountains are going to just be gone. It's in some of the prophecies of the ancient spiritual traditions. And the only physics that explains that is the holographic nature of the universe in the advanced levels of quantum physics, in that maybe nothing is real. And if you look inside the atom, the farther you go as a scientist and you look, it starts to become like, oh my God, there's nothing here but the speed of light. And we know that on light, information can travel, right? Cell phones, Wi-Fi. So it starts to get really loopy, really, really loopy, because the physics, when you do the math with Nassim Haramehn's Schwarzschild proton, you do the math, he did the math and published peer-reviewed research in scientific peer physics journals that there's infinite energy in the vacuum, in the space, in the nothing. And Bruce Lee and Lao Tzu, they talk about like do nothing and leave nothing undone. In that space, in that nothing, there's infinity. And it's in you. It's actually in you. And so how do you access that? And that's what we play with. And we're going to do it tomorrow, Sunday. And you can have a free session, first session. We do this. I've been doing healing sessions every month since 2014, summer of 2014. Miracles, magic, healing, and more. And you can have the first session free. It's ralphhavens.com/free miracle session. ralphhavens.com/free miracle session. And if you like it, you can continue every month with us. It's not a lot of money, but it's a way to play with the infinite, the space, the stuff that Yoda talks about, the force. You see, Yoda says, we're not this crude matter, we're spirit. But that's just a nice idea until you feel it, until you experience it, until you know it. So join us if you like, share this if you like, ralphhavens.com/free miracle session. This is what I do. This has been my life's work, to go there and figure that out, but not up here. So come play with us tomorrow if you want. Come play with us tomorrow and bring your hopes and your dreams and what you want to let go of. And I will see you tomorrow. All right, you guys. As they say, hasta luego.